Hey friends, I'm Kris. This is Through the Prism of Chrism. Thanks for being with us. This week we're speaking on, listen, F-bombs. I'm dropping some F-bombs on you. Feed your faith, fix your focus. Today, forget your failures. Now, years ago when I pastored, I thought I was a pretty good counselor. Maybe some didn't. But I had a 4-point policy for counseling, and that is, number one, admit it. You see, until you're willing to say you're part of the problem, you probably will not become part of the solution. Admit it. Second, quit it. If you're doing self-destructive behavior, you've got to stop it if you're going to get better. Jesus said to the woman caught in the act of adultery, "Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more." Admit it, then quit it. And then my third thing, forget it. Paul said, forgetting those things that are behind, reaching to those things that are before. Hebrews 10 and 17, God said, their sins and iniquities I will remember no more. God has the power of self-amnesia. And if he can forget your failures, then you can forget your failures. Admit it, quit it, forget it. And then my fourth policy was hit it. Get out of my office. Go on your way. Somebody says, I'm not going back to that counselor. Well, instead of sitting at the counselor's desk every day, why don't you get on with living and forget your failures? Now, I want to write down 5 things today. Number 1, failure is an episode. It is not an identity. Never see yourself as a failure. Only see yourself as having sometime failed. Do you realize that Babe Ruth struck out 1,330 times en route to getting his 714 home runs? Willie Mays, the first 28 times at bat, he only got 1 hit. Think about that. Failure is an episode. It is not an identity. Second, failure is a bend in the road. It's not the end of the road. Michael Jordan is presumed to be the greatest basketball player of all times. But listen, he lost 400 games. Have you ever lost 400 games? I haven't. Big failure. He missed 12,000 shots. Have you ever missed 12,000 shots? I haven't even come close. But they asked Michael Jordan, why? What about all the failures? And he said, well, I guess that's just the price you have to pay on the road to success. Praise God. And then number 3, John Maxwell said, if you're not making any mistakes, you're playing it too safe. Thomas Watson basically said the same. He was the founder of IBM. And he said, double your failure rate. Listen, before you can ski down the expert slope, you have to skid down the bunny slope. And all of us are going to go through some skids in life. We're going to lose our shirt. You know what? Joseph lost his shirt to Potiphar's wife. Job tore his shirt. Jesus, they gambled for his shirt on the cross. Everybody loses their shirt. Everybody has failures en route to success. Number 4, failure is the path of least persistence. I didn't say the path of least resistance, the path of least persistence. As long as that little woman said within herself, if I may but touch the hem of his garment, and kept pressing, she's going to get her healing. And think about Jacob. He wrestled all night long and said, I'm not letting go till you bless me. It's that kind of persistence that leads to success. And a couple of more verses and I'll wrap this up. In Proverbs 24 and verse 10, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. And then verse 16, a just man falls 7 times and rises up again. You're not a failure until you say, I quit, and stay with your nose buried in the ash pile. And then number 5, when you do fail forward. That's the title of a book by John Maxwell, powerful book that I've read, Fail Forward. In other words, if you're going to fall, we all fall forward, fail forward. Somebody said, if you're going to fall while you're down there, why don't you pick something up? Amen. And when you do fail, there are things in life that you can pick up. There are positive attitudes. There's learning moments, and there's experiences, and all things work together for good to them that love God. So admit it, quit it, forget it. Now, hit it. I want you to tell that to somebody. Hey, would you please like if you like, comment if you're getting anything out of this. But most important, I need to hear from people all over the world that are receiving these F-bomb messages. Let me know about it and share it with somebody else, because there are other people that you know that need to learn how to click delete on the computer. They need to know how to get past their past and forget their failures.